Alright guys, after years of begging the binary mill to port Rush VR over to PSVR2, today they're delivering an enhanced version of their classic wingsuit racer, exclusively for PSVR2. So as we tend to do with these PSVR2 remasters, let's take a look back at my original review from 2018, so we can see what's new, what stayed the same, and if Rush Apex Edition can hold its own against other modern VR racers in 2025. Careening down the side of a mountain in a wingsuit toward potentially deadly rocks and trees at roughly 200 miles an hour is pretty much my definition of a nightmare. In real life, you could probably get me about 10 feet from the edge of the drop before my fear of heights and death would kick in, and I'd be out of there catching the first ride back to the safety of my apartment. If you're new to Rush and Apex Edition is your first time playing the game, or if you just haven't played Rush for a long time, then get ready. Even after all these years, there's nothing quite like it in VR, and that sense of height and danger is still there. Even just standing on the ledge with all these other racers before the race starts made my stomach drop unexpectedly more than once. Rush offers up more control schemes than any game I've ever played before, allowing for move controls, DualShock 4, and the ability to turn by pretty much any means imaginable. Yeah, so no surprises here. Rush Apex Edition continues this trend and lets you play with the Sense controllers or the DualSense, and you can pick pretty much any method of turning that you can think of. But the PSVR2 version brings some awesome haptic support, headset rumble, which is incredible when you're racing through the rain, water on your ski mask, and then lightning strikes and you can feel the thunder reverberating through the headset. It adds just another layer of immersion and reminds you just how dangerous this sport is that you're partaking in. Oh, and the adaptive triggers feel great when triggering the boost. The best is when you turn on a fan full blast, get off your couch and use 2 move controllers to navigate every cave and chasm. A little of the immersion gets lost due to the fact that you have to play while being vertical rather than laying flat on your stomach, but after a while it all seems to work well enough and you'd be too absorbed in the intensity of the race to notice. When I put this review out in 2018, I got a lot of comments from people asking why my hands are out in front of me instead of to the side like a proper wingsuit racer. And the answer is simple. I'm pretending to be Superman. I did it then, and I'm still doing it 7 years later.
So much fun. Woo! Headset rumble!
The first few races are a breeze, but once the competition starts ramping up, you'll need to make full use of your boost meter, which only charges when going through checkpoints or flying dangerously close to the ground or mountainsides, burnout style. Keeping the boost meter charged is the real challenge because, unlike most racing games, one crash, even a minor one, means game over. Alright, this is something I didn't put nearly enough emphasis on in the original review. You can play Rush and just fly from checkpoint to checkpoint and it'll be fine. You'll probably have fun, but you might not walk away thinking too highly of the game. But if you want to be competitive and finish first, you need to fly dangerously close to any surface you can find. That's the whole point here. And if you do it, it'll build up your boost meter, and if you do it well, you can keep that boost meter maxed out for almost the entire race. Visually, Rush does just enough to be convincing with sharp graphics and a nice visual style. All 4 courses feature 20 tracks, each with various routes, times of day, and weather effects to keep things interesting. Attentive divers will notice some pop-up way off in the distance and occasionally spotty texture work up close, but all of this is negated by Rush's sheer speed and tight controls. And although the meat of the game is the campaign, Rush also offers additional score attack and time trial modes. You can definitely say goodbye to the spotty draw distances in Rush Apex. The textures, lighting, shadows, and weather effects have all been markedly improved here, with super smooth frame rates too. On the base PS5, Rush Apex runs at a native 90 frames per second, and on the Pro, it runs at 120 native. Normally this is something I'd consider barely noticeable, but in games where you're flying through the air, you can actually feel the difference in your stomach, and it adds that much more to the immersion. The only negative I see graphically is that DFR bug that causes the world to fidget a little bit. Now, a lot of people don't notice this, but I do. But here in Rush, you're not going to see it while you're flying. You're probably only going to notice it when you're standing still, in the lobby waiting for the race to start, or at the end, while you wait for everyone else to finish the race. The sound effects and voiceovers are all really fitting for this kind of extreme racing game, but the music has always stood out as a strange choice for a fast and furious wingsuit racer. but somehow it works, almost like a counterbalance to the exhilaration. So while the races are intense, the music makes it feel meditative. But all of this pales in comparison to the excitement of playing online in 8-player multiplayer. My crew experienced a few connectivity issues, but when it worked amazingly well, and soaring through caverns with 7 buddies is the real way to experience Rush. As an added bonus, there's a ton of stuff to goof off with between matches, including basketballs, dart guns, and soda cans. Don't even get me started. Not only has the binary mill upped the player count from 8 to 12, but when you're in there with your friends, shit-talking with the in-game proximity chat, screaming as you crash into the side of a mountain, and just laughing at the pure chaos of it all, it becomes one of the best PSVR2 multiplayer games out there. Now, I'm not knocking the single-player campaign. There's a lot there, including the new map and the new Free Flight Collectathon mode that were added to the PSVR1 version after launch. But it can feel a little bit grindy when you're playing by yourself in order to unlock all the maps and wingsuits. The multiplayer mode is where Rush shines. I never wanted to stop playing. Just one more race. Just one more race.
Go!
Okay. Oh my god, I hit the same rocket as the first time. Oh my fucking god.
With the entire game reminiscent of a Mountain Dew commercial from the 90s, I honestly wasn't expecting Rush to be quite the Rush that it was. But unlocking every course, going for gold medals, boarding with danger to achieve the best possible time, and playing with friends online became not only the most fun I've had in VR recently, but also insanely addictive. And as a side note, this is doing wonders for my fear of heights. No, it's not, Brian. 7 years later, and I'm just as terrified of heights as ever. But also, 7 years later, I still love Rush, and the improvements the binary mill made to this new version should be applauded. And at the super budget price of $20, it's a game that everyone should own.